USSSA tonight, presented by Busch Light. It's the men's major from ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Great to have you with us wherever you are. Dan Smith taking on Hub's Pub tonight, and what should be a tremendous affair. Brian Wegman, he'll lead things off. And Wegman cranking this one foul. Take a look at our bracket. Aubrey's TaylorMade and AJS Easton. They'll take on each other tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. They face the winner of this game between Dan Smith and Hub's Pub. Wegman under that one. Popped up. Taking it second, one away. So that brings up Brett Helmer. Brett Helmer, number 44. And to right. Does this one have enough? It does, into the bullpen. A home run for Brett Helmer. And it's 1-0, Dan Smith. Rick Baker up next. Rick Baker watching the first pitch. In to left. Wind blowing straight in. That's going to help get out number 2. Major conversation happening here between Hub's Pub and the umpires. Got a 4-man crew, and certainly not the start Dan Smith had hoped for. J.D. Genter. It's at the plate. And Genter got under that one into center, and that retires the side. Quick inning, 1, 2, 3. Outside of that home run, only 1 run scored there by Dan Smith. One moment they announced Genter as the hitter, and a lot going on here, and apparently now we have Genter with 2 away. Same result. One run will come in for Dan Smith here in the first.
Hey, this is Brett Helmer with Easton Sports.
I'm Brian Wegman with Easton Sports.
Getting ready to drop some bombs with the 09 Easton bat line.
The truth is, there is a difference.
The difference is Easton. The truth is, I hit bombs.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
We head to the bottom of the first. Hub's Pub coming to the plate. Reminder, you can log on to USSSA.com, click on slow pitch, and then click on line stats. Every game from this Men's Major World Series being produced by PointStreak.com. You can follow your favorite player and all the athletes online. Of course, maybe they're a little bit behind right now, but with that quick turnaround, even us in television have a struggle sometime getting everything set in time for game number 2. It's Dan Smith and Hub's Pub. And a terrific evening for softball. Wherever you are, thanks for making us a part of your evening. Only one run scored so far. First pitch by Richard French. Popped up into center. One away. It brings up Michael Stephanie. Now this one's going to go off the wall. And we're tied at 1. Look at that. Great speed by Michael Stephanie. And he has an inside the park home run. Jared Enright coming to the plate. With one away. One away. This one hit down the right field line. Into the corner. It's a foul ball. So Jared Enright out on strikes. And here's number 55, Michael Brown. We saw a slow start by Fence Brokers, but they came around. As Hubs looks for their first lead, but this one hit well all the way back to the warning track, and it's taken. And that is the side. We are tied at 1 after 1. Dan Smith, Hubs Pub, ESPN Wide World of Sports, Game 2 of the 2010 USSSA Men's Major World Series. Ryan Thede leading things off. We saw Helmer with a home run. Rick Robertson joining us once again. Rick, glad to have you back. I know you're a busy man. Up, we got to have Matthew turn you back on. Thede, it's 2-1. So 2-1 after Thede's home run. That brings up the pitcher Gino Buck. Gino Buck looking to make it 3-1. Does this one have enough? Oh, off the glove of Fuel. He collides. Stephanie is going to toss it in. And Gino Buck is on third.
All right.
Here's Scott Brown.
All right, Bernie, good. Scotty Brown, number 93.
There's a lot happening this weekend, isn't there, in Orlando?
Oh, my goodness, definitely.
Hot shot past the glove of French into left field. It's going to score Buck.
3 for Smith, 1 for Hubs Pub. 4th place finish was last week in the B World. A nice tournament. Jeremy Eisenhower, number 2, the second baseman, steps up. Nobody out. Scotty Brown down there at first.
Jeremy Eisenhower. And at the plate, Rick, your phone is blowing up all day long.
Yes, sir. Every day. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower cranking it towards my car. I'm going to have to move it, man.
That's over the
That's
back
over
wall.
both fences. Oh!
That's about 404. Deep out over the right field fence. Missed everything. Thank goodness.
Matthew told me my car was safe over there.
Not. You don't park back there. Thank goodness they moved mine. Psycho Rhino Robbins about it. 5 runs now for Smith. Hubs Pub sitting on 1. Our conference major champions, Dan Smith. Best out of 5. They were 1-3. Rismondo 1-1. Regular season, our conference champions, of course, Rismondo, 5th year in a row.
Ryan Robbins, you can tell him from those socks. I've learned that.
Whoa!
Boom! That's a circus catch.
Nice catch out there on the wall. First out of the inning.
Brett McCullum with 1 away. 4 runs in here in the second.
Wegman on deck, Helmer in the hole.
Got him with that one.
He's out on a strikeout. They don't get the extra foul in the major program. 2 down. Brian Wegman. All Conference 2010 MVP Offensive Conference Player of the Year 2009.
Now we have post-game interviews being posted from Rachel Goosens on Facebook.com, from Gidwell and Bowser from that, Guidewell and Bowser from that last game. As Wegman's at the plate. Wegman 0 for 1 in this game.
Oh, not this time. That one's gone instantly.
Oh, what a catch on the hill.
Nice play. Wow, might make ESPN plays of the day.
Might find a spot for him on one of these rosters. Maybe he's one of the overlooked players.
Brett Helmer, one of the all-time greats. He is in a number of statistical categories. Hall of Famer for USSSA. Most home runs, he's 15, 83 in the series. That
Brett
ball
Helmer back to back.
bounces off the double wall, back to back, big yellow one.
Who's out there underneath that tent?
That's usually where the trainers stay. That'll tie for most home runs with Rusty Bumgarner, 13th place. We're sending out a nice hope to get well to Rusty Bumgarner. Fortunate accident, hurt himself.
Rick Baker keeping the inning alive. 6 runs already in.
Baker in the second easily with a stand-up double. So Helmer ties Bumgarner for 13th place with 84. All-time leader Rick Shear, 120. From the old Howard's Western Steer. Maybe the most famous name, slope it softball, Bruce Meade. The big handlebar mustache in second place.
J.D. Gender popped up. Fewell in left, making the play, inning over. 6 runs comes in for Dan Smith. They're up by 6. It's 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Rachel. Interview her. Bottom half the second, Hubs Pub trailing 7-1. Justin Hall, number 24 of the batter. Gino Buck pitching. Scotty Brown, the catcher. One hopper. McCullum over the first. One away. That'll bring up number 16, Dustin Boone. Straightaway center. Rick Baker camps under it. Second out of the inning. Kevin Lucas, the batter. There, strike one. That retires the side. Bottom half the second. Hubs Pubs 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left after 2 complete. Dan Smith 7. Hubs Pub 1.
Well, and if you log on to Facebook.com, pull up our USSSA Slow Pitch Softball Facebook page. You can become a fan. Log on, and there you have it. We got winners' interviews that you can find exclusively here for the 2010 Men's Major World Series. Rachel down there getting some fans right now, so we'll have all that and more live for you on Facebook.com. Be sure to become a fan. A lot happening as we scroll down this page. You can see some comments made on the game so far. Some great place to interact. We also have some pregame interviews. And right now we only have 2 comments on our who will win the 2000 Men's Major World Series. Got a guy from Rismondo saying Rismondo's bringing home the 6th, and Scott Brown is going for Dan Smith. Who would have thunk it? Top of the 3rd coming your way. Ryan Thede leading things off. 1 for 1. He's got that home run and the run batted in.
Oh,
think he got
my.
into that one.
It's a home run in the elevator shaft.
You like that
Easily.
one, don't you?
Easily into right field for out number 1. What could be a home run in a grain elevator?
I don't think it would fit in our elevator shaft at our building.
No, we're only 2 stories high. Geno Buck, the pitcher. Buck shoots it into right field for a single. They put a shift on and he just slapped it right over to right field. Scotty Brown, number 93. Step to the plate, 7 for Smith and 1 for Hub's Pub. First time in the World Series, Hub's Pub. Very excited to be here, Bernie.
It's a tremendous honor to be one of the 16 teams that are invited.
They came in as the 15th seed. Suncoast 16. Osmondo 1, Smith 2.
Scott Brown at the plate. He's 1 for 1. With a run scored and an RBI.
He walks. So at 8:30, Osmondo versus Suncoast. 10 o'clock tonight, our number 3 seed, GTL, will take on Team Combat Laser Vision, the 14th seed. So runners at first and second, 1 away. Jeremy Eisenhower, the batter. There's a nice single into left field. That'll score 1. Buck easily around third in to score. Ryan Robbins, they call him Psycho Rhino. Where's number 40? Those of you remember J.C. Phelps, who passed away last year, wore the number 40. We miss him. Rhino in a gap. That's going to go to the wall. 2 runs will score. And Ryan Robbins in the third with a triple. 2 runs in. Scoring out 10 for Dan Smith. Hubs Pub, the home team, still on 1, and we're in the top half of the third. Steve Christie.
You had to expect that Dan Smith, after only scoring 1 in the first, the bats would start to come alive.
Oh, yeah, and they have. And here's another drive. Long run off the top of the wall. And that's hit. That hit beyond the fence. That's a home run. McCullum, after fouling out in his first at bat, the 2-run shot right below the Champion Stadium sign. You heard it hit off that metal grating, if you will, back there. So back to the top of the order, Brian Wegman, 12 now for Smith. As I said earlier about Rusty Bumgarner, unable to play here in the Men's Major World Series. Nate Holcomb, we have word, that had a hunting accident. Hank Garris, injured for Suncoast. Don't believe he's going to play. So we miss these guys and hope you get healthy. Wegman walked. And that'll bring up Brett Helmer, who hit a long home run. He fouls that one straight back. Golly. You don't see Helmer do that often. Brett Helmer, also a member of the New England Hall of Fame, the New York USSSA Hall of Fame. Straight up the middle, line shot to center.
Nice grab there by Stephanie. We saw him with the inside the park home run. It's the only run scored thus far by Hub's Pub.
Rick Baker, defensive MVP Conference USSSA in 2009, All-Conference player in 2010, All-World player. Great ball player, a great young man. Look at Wegman. Kind of dinked him over there and ends up at third. Baker into second. So 2 outs. Top of the third. 12 runs for Smith total. 1 in the first, 6 to second, 5 so far in the third. And that'll bring up J.D. Jenner. J.D. to right field.
A lot of production with 2 outs, Rick.
Yes, indeed. So that's 2 more runs. And Dan Smith, known for their power this inning, beating the ball all around the field. We have timeout. I believe the coach is going to go talk about just kind of change the momentum. Umpires, as I was starting to say earlier, Steve Christie out of Kansas behind the plate. Also from Kansas down at third, he's out of Wichita. Don Toto Lombard. Over at second from Sanford, Florida, Carlos Childress. And over at first base, Dan Sullivan, who's out of New Hampshire. Beatty.
He started it. He's going to end it as well.
That's
Side
it.
retired.
That's top of the third.
It's 14-1. Dan Smith cranking right along as we head to the bottom of the third here at ESPN.
Brandon Hubbard, second baseman, leads off.
It's it out over there to Eisenhower in right field.
Wes Fuel, the left fielder.
We saw him almost make a brilliant play earlier defensively. Especially for teams moving up classification, this is a lot of territory to cover, Rick.
Oh, yes, huge stadium. When we play on 300-foot fences. Helmer, nice play. Flips it over to McCullum.
So Fuel retired. Here is Smith, the extra hitter. He's getting his first plate appearance. What a difference it is in the lineup. You see there's almost half the lineup for Dan Smith has batted 3 times. And here is Jeff Smith batting for the first time for Hubs Pub.
What the 9th batter in the lineup?
Only 2 hits for Hubs Pub so far. 14 hits for Dan Smith.
Two balls, 1 strike. Smith, the additional hitter. Could be 2.
Second for 1. Oh, and the throw way off the line there. My goodness.
Brian Wegman came across from second. Just about threw it in the dugout, ceding no chance to make the play. 2 down.
And here is Scott Hubbard. He's the final hitter in Hubs Pub's lineup. We'll go back to French after this. With 2 away. And again, the run rules here.
30, 20, 15, 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning.
So Hubs Pub not necessarily in danger yet, but it's not looking good. They need to start to try to score a couple runs.
They need to mark.
And to left, Robbins has it, inning over. Well, Hubs Pub scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st. Since then, they've been blanked. It's 14-1 as we go to the 4th. At ESPN's Wide World of Sports, Game 2 of the 2010 USSSA Men's Major World Series.
Resmondo Sports is back with nearly 300 USSSA men's B, A, and AA World Tournament wins, in addition to the record-breaking 5-time USSSA Men's Major World Championships. This weekend only, Resmondo Sports is offering the High Performance Composite Bat Combo of the Year. You can pick up a Worth World Series Edition Resmondo Titan and the 2011 Worth Resmondo Duo for the World Series exclusive price of $4.99 when you buy both. To take advantage, see a Resmondo Sports representative at Disney or log on to ResmondoSports.com and use the promo code WSEDUO.
Here's Gino Buck leading things off. Gino Buck retired. Round number 1. If you can't make it to the ballpark, be sure to log on. USSSA.com, click on slow pitch, and you can click on live stats, presented by PointStreak.com. All the action available online as you see Scott Brown come to the plate. excuse me, Gino Buck has made it 15-1. Scott Brown into right. Boone has it. And that's out number one. So the scoreboard now has our out. And here's Jeremy Eisenhower in a 15-1 ball game. Top of the fourth. Terrific crowd on hand. As Eisenhower, who's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, has RBI number 4. And that's the second run scored here. And Ryan Robbins comes to the plate with 1 out in the top of the fourth and a 16-1 ball game.
Psycho Rhino, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
Brown ready with the pitch. And there's a base hit into center.
Takes a big slide past first base. That should bring up Brett McCullum. He's also 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. 1 run scored.
McCullum hits this one to the darkness of the night. Fuel has it. Now number 2. And we see Robbins tag and advance to second.
Nice bit of hustle. Robbins puts himself in scoring position. Ryan Wegman 1 for 2, 2 runs, 1 RBI. $16 for Smith, 1 for Hub's Pub. Our next game following this, Resmondo, the number 1 seed versus Suncoast. Following that, GTL and Team Combat Laser Vision.
We'll take a look at our brackets in a second. We have our man Matt O'Hare building them all day long. He's been hard at work. One of the hardest working guys in our whole organization, you know that.
Yes, indeed. Matt O'Hare. We got time out there for a moment by Wegman.
Got a tremendous crowd here tonight, don't we?
Yes, absolutely. Tonight was registration for men's C, men's D in the women's tournament. Wegman in a gap. Robbins around third. Wegman into second easily. 17 now for Smith. Hub's Pub still on 1. Mr. Easton. Brett Helmer, number 44.
Oh, that's a nice scrap.
Oh.
Hubbard, oh, and the throw offline. Hall can't recover.
Hubbard with a nice stop. Unable
Wakeman
to
coming to
complete the
score
play.
from second.
Yeah, it's just a shame. They made a great play, then throws it away. Wegman comes around from second to score. So Helmer's on first. He was 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. That'll depend on the official score, but I believe you should get a hit on that.
I've only seen hits posted so far, so it must take something awfully terrible for an error to go down as Rick Baker.
Baker.
Hits this to the gap. Boone and Stephanie
That's
look up. That's gone as well.
That ball carried out of here.
I can't believe it.
I can't either. I thought it was going to be a routine catch, but Rick Baker with a 2-run blast.
20-1 our score. If you're scoring on the computer at home. 6 runs scored here in the inning. Actually, I think it's 19-1. They may have had a mistake here on our scoreboard at ESPN.
I believe so, with the 2-run shot.
A little happy on the trigger there. As J.D. Jenner comes to the plate.
Only player to not score a run so far for Smith. He walks.
No, it is 20-1. As Thede comes to the plate. Thede 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Nice shift.
Good placement there. He retires the side, but it's 20-1, so we need Hub's Pub to score some runs if we're going to move on and see the 6th. We still have 20 after 4, so they're still in a good situation there. We'll see the 5th, but it's a 19-run advantage.
That's a little.
Well, you can log on to USSSA.com, take a look at the brackets, and we have them as well built on our screen. Matthew can overlay where we are right here. Dan Smith and Hub's Pub, it's at the bottom of the screen. And it's one of these pages. We can bring up for you the winner, and this game takes on either Albrys or AJS. There's Resmato and Suncoast. You see Fence Brokers moving on. They'll take on Sinister Woodlaw, Gene Shop, Albacocos, GTL Cartel, and Team Combat. And there we are at the bottom of the screen. You're going to face the winner of Albrys and AJS East. And those two teams will play tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And Dan Smith hopeful that they'll be back on the stadium tomorrow night at 7. They like to keep it consistent.
French with a line drive to McCullum. And I'm sure that's what Dan Smith wants to do.
They like to be here Saturday at 7 o'clock as well.
Oh, definitely.
That's when the championship game of the winner's bracket is.
Yes, sir.
Exciting schedule coming up. We're going to have all the winner's bracket action for you. We'll start our coverage tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with Aubrey's and AJS. Bright and early, Rick. Hopefully that's okay with you.
Yes, sir.
As we see Stephanie, who scored the only run of this ball game on an inside the park home run for Hub's Pub. It's going to fly out.
Took it deep, but not deep enough. So 2 away here, bottom of the 4th.
Eisenhower making the play.
Enright. Jared Enright, batter.
So tomorrow morning we start our coverage at 9 a.m.
Yes, 9 a.m.
And we basically have the first round all the way until Thursday at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock we'll start with the GTL Team Combat winner and the Albacoco's Gene Shop winner as we start round number 2. So we got a long day of softball tomorrow, but hopefully one that will give an opportunity to watch some of the best softball around the country right here online, and hopefully it'll be something people will enjoy, especially while you're at work. It'd be something to keep you awake during the day on a Thursday.
We certainly hope so. As the 16 top teams in the country that qualified through Conference USSSA are here in the showcase of softball, the Men's Major World Series at ESPN Wide World of Sports.
And to center.
And Rick Baker was fooled. He broke straight back, and that ball dove right in front of him. So Enright, with his first hit of the game, he's 1 for 2. He's on first. And Brown, the pitcher.
Stacy from our office coming in to check things out, enjoying the action tonight.
Saw her downstairs a little bit ago.
She seems like she's enjoying herself at the ballpark. Here's Michael Brown.
She brightens up the booth. Oh, Bernie?
Yeah, absolutely. We need anything to help out. We're stuck here with Matt O'Hara.
I'm telling you.
It's a tough life.
Saw his girlfriend. What a pretty little thing.
I hear her nickname might be Bubbles.
Wow. I know she's very nice. Pretty little girl. Michael Brown, 2 down. That retires the sign. No runs, 1 hit. Oh, excuse me, only 2 down. I thought so did they. Justin Hall, the batter. Justin 0 for 2. 0 for 1, excuse me. He walks. That'll bring up Boone, the right fielder.
So, of course, we're right now in the bottom of the 5th with the flip-flop rule. And Duff
Yes,
Boone
they flipped. That's exactly correct.
getting on board. I'm sure our friends at Points Freak are enjoying this because as far as computers are made, it's probably something a little bit out of the realm of what a computer's used to.
Exactly. A little explanation on the flip-flop rule. We have a 20-run rule, 15-run rule after 5. So at the end of 4, Hubs Pubs was down 20-1. So they became the new visiting team in this game.
How about that for a double play?
It's a nice double play, and this game's getting close to being over. So Hubs Pub became the new visiting team, and they have to score enough runs to get within 15, which means you got to get within 14, within that number, or the game's over. Some people don't like the flip-flop rule, but it actually helps you gain some time in a half an inning. Brandon Hubbard.
Great grab, and that's the ball game. Dan Smith advancing. They're a winner. 20-1, our final score.
So our next game right here, approximately 15 minutes, number 1 seed Rismondo will take on the 16th seed Suncoast. Vince Brokers has moved on, and now Dan Smith has moved on. 2 more games on tap tonight. Stay with us. USSSA.com.